So if you haven't caught my earlier video on how to make the hot chaga tea, subscribe, find it, drink it, it's awesome. So our next recipe is going to be a frozen banana ice cream chocolate covered popsicle. So let's get started. This is a really simple recipe. All we need is frozen bananas, chopped. I just did a rough chop here, something super simple to do. This is easy to make, last minute, maybe it's late, everyone wants dessert, you want something that's not too bad for you. Go in the freezer, find your frozen bananas, throw them in your food processor, and you've got soft serve ice cream. We're going to do something a little bit different with it today, but you get the picture. And then just a little bit of the almond milk that we made for our hot chaga chocolate drink. We're going to put that in there just to help process those bananas. Just put that on there, and that's really all you need. They have their own sweetness. So I'm going to process that just for a few minutes here. We want to get it smooth. We want a nice creamy, silky texture for our ice cream. And we're going to push this down a little bit. And moving, get that working together. More milk. There. I'm going to one more time scrape the sides, push this, got kind of a frozen ball working there, we want to break it up. Okay, that looks awesome. So let me just show you what we have here. Again, this is awesome just by itself. You don't have to do anything else to it. You can just start eating it from here if that's what you'd like. But let me just give you a quick look on the close-up camera here. We just want it nice and smooth, nice creamy texture. So what we're going to do from this point is we're going to get our ice cream trays out. And we're going to start spooning our banana ice cream inside of our popsicle molds, we're going to call them, even though it's just an ice cream tray. And we just kind of push them down in there, right? We want them nice and level. You know, I want to get them nice and level. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up, and then I'll show you the next step of the process. Yeah, and I can see there's a couple that didn't quite get enough, so we're just going to add a little bit. Pretty easy. Okay, so the next idea is to add some popsicle sticks, because we did want these to be popsicles. So what I've done is I've taken the popsicle sticks and I just took a hardware tool, I think it was a pair of dikes, and I cut them in half. Do be aware that when you do that, they fly in different directions. So hold on to them. And what I'm going to do is cover this up with tin foil to hold my popsicle sticks in place. Okay, I'm just going to crumple that up. I want it nice and tight, so that it does hold my popsicle sticks. So, I had an idea that I was thinking about this, and I needed to know where to put my popsicle sticks. So I'm just going to take another tray and kind of set it right on top, just to make little indentations, see if that works. If it doesn't, it's okay. We can just about guess where those indentations are going to be. Not as much as we wanted it to, but pretty good. And so we're just going to stick these sticks right down in there. So I'm going to finish that up, and then we're going to pop these in the freezer, and then we'll come back and we're going to coat these in a chocolate sauce. Okay, so so here's what it should look like when you're all finished putting your popsicle sticks in. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer for, you know, maybe an hour or so. We just want them nice and firmed up so that we can coat them in our chocolate. Okay, so let's finish off our banana ice cream chocolate covered popsicles. This is going to be a really yummy treat. So in our chocolate sauce, super simple ingredients. We're going to start with 4 tablespoons of raw cacao, unprocessed chocolate here in a powder form. Okay, so we're just going to put that in a bowl. Next is the xylitol. Now, you really need a powdered sweetener for this. Your honey, your agave, just really won't work as well as this. Now, I choose xylitol because I like the flavor. It's just sweet. It doesn't have any other flavors to it, but it needs to be broken down even more. If you don't have any preferences on sweeteners, you could use a powdered sugar. I just try to stay away from refined sugar. So I'm actually going to use my mortar and pestle today and show you how we do that. So I'm just going to take my xylitol crystals here and I'm going to put them inside of there, and then I'm just going to give it a quick grind. And we do that by just, you know, moving it around in a circle, sometimes from the outer edges inward. I just want to try to get this into a powdery form so that it melts, disintegrates, liquefies inside of the chocolate sauce when we add it in. It'll take a couple of minutes to do that. You could throw it inside of a blender or you know, a little mini processor. This is just as easy for me, and I don't have to clean up the other device. So I'll show you here. It just turns to a powder, so we just grind it up real good. And I'm just going to dump that in there, place it back on the counter. And then our third and final ingredient is coconut oil. And I'm just going to take my whisk here and just start incorporating everything, get it stirred up. So you want to stir it for a couple of minutes to make sure that it's not gritty. Make sure that it's nice and smooth texture. And get all the ingredients off the side. So really just whisk it for another good minute. If you find that you need it a little bit more liquidy, you can add a little bit more coconut oil to it. You'll know when it's ready. It'll just have a nice smooth texture and a nice sheen on top of its chocolate. Okay, we're going to take and transfer our chocolate into a smaller bowl so it's easier for us to work with our popsicle sticks. I can see where this really could be mixed a little bit more, or I probably could have ground the xylitol down just a little bit more inside of this. But for time purposes for the video, just know that you could pulverize that a little bit more or spend a little bit more time stirring it. So here we go. Now we're going to go back to those banana popsicles that we made a little bit earlier. Let's go get those. Here they are. I went ahead and I removed the tin foil from the top. There we go. So we're just going to take one, pull it right out of here. You can see it makes just a nice little mini pop. If you want to leave the sticks longer, you can, but I find that this is plenty for them. We're going to bring our plate out here so you can see this. Then I'll move it around for you a little bit. And just start to coat the chocolate on top of the popsicle stick. Just giving it a nice coating, and you'll find that because the coconut oil wants to get hard on the ice cream, it'll start to firm up literally right away. And you've got a nice chocolate covered
popsicle. It's already starting to create a hard shell, as you can see there. I just want to take a bite out of it. I'm going to put it down here for you instead, and I'll do another one here. Oh, let me loosen it up. And pull it on out of there. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to lay it in there and start covering it with chocolate. Again, it wants to harden up right away, so you got to work a little fast. It's the coconut oil that makes this a chocolate that works for this. You start to see it starts to harden up right away. You get a much smoother finish on this if you get that xylitol broken down just a little bit more as we work through that. You can see that starting to harden up. The color starts to change a little bit. And I'm going to lay one down on its side there so you can see it's not leaving any on the plate because it's already hardening up. Oops, it's sliding around there. So there you have it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these, and then we're probably going to eat them all right now. So if you have any questions, just leave me some comments down below. This is a super fun, simple recipe. Your kids, yourself, your friends, they'll all love it. You can add other flavorings into your banana ice cream as well if you'd like, or your chocolate sauce if you like maybe a little bit of cinnamon if you think that's going to go well, or even some extracts if you have some good essential oils that you want to play with. All right, that's all for today.